have shared my screen. Let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yes, I am able to see the screen.
So, any queries on whatever we have seen in last session?
Last session, I don't think so. I think it was just an overview and understanding what SAP is, and
Yes,
so we
yeah.
can start.
And coming to different types of projects in SAP, there are around
Mm,
four different types of projects in SAP that is being practiced right now. First one is
yes.
the implementation project. Okay,
Mm,
so the implementation project is something like the client company, they will be using some other legacy software for their day-to-day business activities. For example, they may be using Oracle, or they may be using Tally, or they may be using Salesforce, some other ERP software they might be using, and now they have decided to go with SAP. So we
mm,
have to build everything starting from the scratch. Okay, we
mm,
have to develop their enterprise structures in SAP. We have to means we have to build a framework of their company in our SAP system. So that is what is called as enterprise structures, and then we have to develop the scenarios one by one, whatever scenarios they are handling, in whatever business strategy they are using, that need to be implemented in SAP. So everything has to
mm,
be built from the very basic. Okay,
mm,
so after a point of time, once the SAP goes live, the legacy system will be shut off, and the data will be transferred to the SAP system. Okay.
mm,
So open data will be transferred to the SAP system, and business will start functioning on the SAP system. This
mm,
particular project is called implementation project or greenfield implementation project. Greenfield
mm,
implementation project. Next one is the rollout project. Rollout project is something like, for example, if Nestle, they are having a successful, they have implemented SAP in India for their Indian business, and it is successfully running. Okay, now
mm,
they want to extend the same functionality, same setup. They want to extend it to other countries like China and Australia, some other countries also. They have
mm,
to they want to extend it. Okay, so in this case, only the nothing much which change, right? Is Nestle business is going to be same in Australia also. It will be same in India also. It will be same in China or Japan also. Okay, only
mm,
the thing certain things will differ, like taxation will differ, language will differ, and certain buying strategy, selling strategy will be differing. So like this, only
mm,
minor changes will be there, but
mm,
the basic framework of Nestle
mm,
business as a business will be same in all the countries. The products that they
mm,
are dealing with, the product
mm,
line they are dealing with is going to be
mm.
same only. Okay, this type of project is called roller project. This project will have a basic template. So upon this basic template will be replicated to other origins with
Mm.
minor modification.
Okay. And what is COCD or plant? COCD is what? Karthik?
COCD is company code. That is nothing. I have written in short form. Usually,
Okay.
company code rollout will be like, if you are going from one country, if you're rolling out to other countries, then it is a company code rollout. We'll see what is company code later on. Maybe today we'll be seeing what is company code. Company code is an organizational unit in SD. We'll be
Mm.
seeing what is company code. Okay, plant means,
Okay.
for example, they might have included a new plant into the framework, like. For example, in Ahmedabad, they have activated a new plant. They now want to extend the SAP functionality to that new plant
Mm.
also. So that is
Yes.
also another rollout.
Yeah, yeah. This is another rollout. Yeah.
So that is also a rollout kind of project. So next is support project. As I told you earlier, this SAP is implemented mostly in million-dollar companies, and if at all, if their production system is down for even for 5 minutes of time, then it will be loss of business. Okay, so
Mm, mm,
SAP has to be monitored 24/7. It has to be monitored 24/7. Any issues that are
mm,
arising should be resolved as and when it is required.
mm, mm,
So,
mm,
so there will be consultants on the onshore. There will be consultants in the offshore. So the end users means the users who are going to use the SAP system.
mm,
Okay, so the end
mm,
users will be are the one who are the end users are the one who is using the SAP system. right? They may
mm,
be the sales representative of the company, or they may be the billing representatives of the company. So they are the ones who will be using the SAP as a software. Okay, if they
mm,
are facing
mm,
any issues with sales order creation or billing document creation or any
mm,
other issue with the SAP system,
mm,
they will be raising an incident.
mm, 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 mm,
Incident is
mm,
a sort of message, a kind of mail, we can say,
mm.
which will have a brief description about the issue, and if possible, they will be attaching some screenshots of the issue. That's it. This
Yes,
is
yes.
called
That,
this we call it as an incident, or in some in no local terms they will be saying tickets.
yeah.
All are same
Okay.
only. It is a short message, short description and some brief explanation about the issue, and some screenshot attached to it.
Mm,
These
mm.
incidents will be taken care by the consultants who are sitting in the offshore. So incident will be analyzed. They'll be going through the incident, and they'll be categorizing the incidents into different priorities based upon the
Okay.
impact of the issue.
Okay.
Some issues might be a minor issue. It can be taken care. It can be resolved slowly. It can be resolved. For example, we can have a buffer time of 2 3 days to resolve that issue, because it's not a minor change. It's not a major
Mm,
change, major impact. Okay, so in that case, we can have it as a priority for P4 ticket, and if
mm,
it's a slightly higher impact, we can have it as a P3. And if it is
mm,
a showstopper issue, and if it's for example, if a plant is down, or if sales order is not getting printed, if that particular issue is impacting the live business, then it
mm.
will be a priority one incident. So that those kind of incidents has to be resolved as quick as possible. So these incidents will be having an SLA for a maximum of 8 hours. That's it.
Okay.
So SLA means service level agreement. So there will be some agreement between the client and the service provider. That is
Mm,
the
mm,
service companies like Accenture, TCS, CDS, or these companies. They will be having SLAs along with the client. So they will be
mm,
having time limit for each priority incidents. So P4 incident means how much should be the response time, how much time should
mm,
be the resolution time. Response time means
mm,
the time taken to accept the incident and respond to it, give a first communication to the user. That is called response
mm.
time. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
resolution time is the maximum time taken to provide the solution to that
Public.
particular issue.
Yes.
Okay,
So
likewise
in that
P3
also,
incident.
in that also, like suppose if I'm a support guy, so when any company raise a ticket, there are
Mm.
preset of rules or any kind of protocols that within 4 hours you have to resolve this issue or
Yes,
within
yes,
this
that is what
time.
I'm saying. SLA, that is called service level agreements, protocols.
And we have to abide by that
Yes, of course.
commitment that we have got, that in
Mm.
4 hours we have to respond, in 8 hours we have to solve the ticket. These are all the commitments which the implementation company provides to the opposite company.
Right, right, correct. So in case if you are breaching the SLAs, then there will be escalations happening.
And are these escalations very common, Karthik, because this thing is such
That
a
depends upon the client. Some clients they are very soft spoken, but usually Japanese clients will be very hard and they'll be
yeah.
straightforward. They expect it to be done as quick as possible. If it is not
Mm.
done, it will go with to several levels of escalation. Japanese
Okay.
are a bit tough. Japanese clients are a bit tough to handle.
Yes. Okay.
Even if
So these are
you if
yes.
the SL is breached for even if for 30 minutes, then there will be escalations. I mean, so what I'm saying is what I have heard from the other for some of my
Mhm.
colleagues. That is what I'm saying. I'm not exaggerating anything. This is what I have heard from my colleagues who were
Yes,
in
yes,
TCS.
yes. They are very. I mean, they don't compromise. I mean, they don't
Yes,
compromise.
correct, correct, correct,
They just want the best, best of the
right,
best, and at a very cheap rate. That is what they.
correct.
What I think about of living and understanding them is in professional life. They don't have any compromise. They don't compromise
Hmm.
when you're working with them.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so
Yeah.
implementation, then rollout, then support and upgrade. Now, fourth one is the upgrade. I think so it will be
Upgrade.
something like you want to upgrade your software. Suppose I am having
Yes,
ECC right now, and now again, if I want to upgrade to S4 HANA, so this is how
correct.
the upgrade.
Yes,
of the
exactly.
implementation.
So my
It will be
upgrade
the same
project
software. It will be SAP only. It will be SAP only, or it can be
SAP only.
Oracle or only SAP.
Then that is an implementation project. If you are moving from Oracle to SAP, then it's an implementation project, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
That's the
Yeah,
previous. There
yeah.
is some other software. Some other software. It's going to
Mm.
be a different case altogether. Means upgrade is something you are in previous version of SAP. Now you are upgrading to the latest version of SAP.
Rollout is like something like I'm having like a company is in Gurgaon. Now they decide that we want to have a factory in Ahmedabad also, and now we want to implement our software SAP in Ahmedabad factory also. That is called a
Right.
rollout project. And support is
Correct.
like the company has implemented SAP. Now they're keeping up an backup or helper in case of any emergencies or when there is any breakdowns or nothing working is not is something is going wrong, then that support guy will come and he has to solve all these things. He has to solve all these things, whatever problems they have. And upgrade is like upgrading from ECC to S4 HANA or any
Right.
previous software of SAP to the new version of SAP. That is what it is.
Correct, correct. Whatever you have observed is correct one. So this is how the SAP ecosystem works. For example, if Galaxy Pharma, if they are deciding to go with SAP, if
Mm,
they are with any other legacy software, and if they have decided to go with SAP, they will be announcing that in the market. So
mm,
once they have announced it to the market, the pre-sales team of the service companies like IBM, HCL, TCS, these companies, the pre-sales team of these companies will approach the board members of Galaxy Pharma. They'll be presenting their strengths, weakness, how much time they can take for this particular project, what is the budget they are quoting for this particular implementation project. All those points they will be presenting in front of the board of Galaxy Pharma. So Galaxy Pharma, they'll be going through all these presentations with the pre-sales team of the respective consulting firms, and they'll be based on their budget, they'll be deciding one vendor, and they'll be handing over the project to the particular vendor.
mm,
Maybe it can be HCL or TCS or IBM or Accenture or whatever, and then the implementation project will start.
mm,
So implementation project, usually in ECC we have an methodology called ASAP methodology. This is the framework which is followed for implementing SAP. Okay, this is a previous framework, but for S4 HANA we have a different framework called Activate methodology. But
mm,
still we are expected to know what is ASAP methodology. So in ASAP methodology there are 5 phases. First is project preparation phase. Second one is the business blueprint phase. Third one is the realization phase. Fourth
mm.
is the final preparation phase, and the fifth one is the go live phase.
Solar phase. Okay, this is SAP methodology. Whenever any
Yes.
company wants to implement SAP, this is the roadmap or the path which we have to follow as a consultant. First will be
When
project preparation,
in ECC.
second will be blueprint, third will be realization, final preparation, and go live and support and continuous improvement. If suppose if I'm, let's say Galaxy, let's say any torrent farmer, I come to you and say, and then you will say, okay, this will be the methodology. This is the common methodology which when we are
Mhm.
trying to implement a SAP project, this is the most common way through which we do the things. Is
Correct.
what you're trying to say, Karthik?
Correct. Correct. But this is used
Okay.
only in case of ECC.
Okay. Can you write ECC in that ASAP methodology, Karthik, for ECC?
I
Mm,
believe you're taking notes of this PPT, right? Because I don't share these PPTs with the attendees.
okay. No, I'm not writing at all. I thought that you will be providing me these
Because
things.
I'll be providing other materials, but I don't provide PPTs, because what I expect means what I think, what I feel is if you write something, then yeah, you will be a little bit more attentive towards the session, more than just listening to it, because it's a human tendency. We means as per psychology, only first 18 to 20 minutes we'll be able to grab whatever is given in the sessions.
I
No,
think it
if you
will
keep
take more
if you
time. I
start
think it
writing,
will.
if you start
Okay.
writing, then you'll be able to you can write
Okay.
the points as per your own understanding as well. Then it will be helpful for you.
Okay. I'll do that. Let me write it then.
Or I'll do one thing, but I'll share these PPTs by the end of the session, okay, end of the course, okay.
Okay, that will
But
be
before
also
that,
because please carry on.
because you might have missed some points while writing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that because you need to be very fast, Vian, because the whole the rhythm will go away, Karthik. I think so.
yeah, no
But if you
problem.
don't have any
I
problems in sharing
just
the decks, then it will be great. I think so. My focus will be on the concept only. What I'll do is that once the lecture is completed, then I will sit with those decks and try to understand what they are. That will become much more easier for me. And then I will go
okay.
with the notes that you are providing. So it will make things much more in a very concrete way. Because right now, I think most important is to listen to you very carefully and understand
Okay,
something. Yes, of
fine.
course, I'm writing
What
few points and yes,
by
please carry
means
on.
the whatever I was saying is applicable only for freshers, because I mostly I handle sessions for freshers, means the
No,
attendees
I am
who
also
is
a fresher. I am also a fresher.
means you are a bit experienced, right?
No, what you are, see, right now, whatever you are telling me is all business processes. All are business
Right, right.
processes. ये ऐसी बात हो गई कि मैं suppose if you come to me and say, Devan, I want to implement SAP. Of course, I will present to you first my presentation with you. Then, of course, I will give you a blueprint. I will give you a realization, which date, how, everything. Then there will be final preparation from my side that okay, this is how we have to do. I have to pull my team and see. Then I have to send my person to for go live support. And then again, then there will be continuous support, continuous improvement by providing support and all those things will be there. It will be like in yeah, that will be like a marriage. I think so. These things are
Mhm.
not a one time thing. It's like a lifelong marriage. I think so.
Correct, correct.
Because once you hire as opposite person, then that person is now with you for the rest of your life till your company exists. I think so. Because even now in my also company, the person from whom I bought Tele ERP, he is
Mm,
with me till now. Till every year I pay him AMC. Every year,
mm,
whenever there is any problem, I call him or I tell him that oh, this problem is there. Then he will try to solve it. Before COVID, he used to send this person to my place to solve it. Now, since it's COVID, so everything has now become live and everything is now you show us, you just take a screenshot, they will do it themselves only and all those things. So I can
mm.
understand what you're doing. All these are business processes, I think so, what you are till now. But how to
Yes,
do
right.
those things, how to drive the car is something which I don't know.
That you will
So how
know
to
in
how to
another
drive
1 month
a
of
SAP,
time.
how to operate an SAP. If I'll start writing now, then your
Mm.
whole rhythm will break away with the way you want
No
to
problem.
teach and say.
Whatever is fine for you. Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I think you should send me the decks at the end of the session. You say to me that when you go through these decks very well, and then you send me the reading materials. That will concrete what you have taught me today. That will be much better.
Reading materials are something like means it's kind of SAP press books only. Two to three
Okay,
SAP press books I have. That also will be helpful for you. You can go through it.
okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Oh, first
Yes,
is the
this is
project preparation phase.
yes.
In the ASAP methodology, first is the project preparation phase. So
Mm,
in this project preparation phase, what will be happening is mostly this the people who will be taking part in this particular phase are the sales head of the companies, general managers, and
mm,
IT head of the
mm,
companies. They'll be meeting up
mm,
with the for example, Galaxy Pharma. They'll be meeting up with the head of the departments of the Galaxy Pharma, and they'll be discussing
mm,
with them
mm,
what sequence we can implement SAP, whether
mm,
ECC should be implemented first and then CRM, ECC first and then GTS or then TM.
mm,
How in what sequence we are going to do the implementation, that they will be deciding. How
mm,
many consultants are required for this particular project, that they will
mm,
be
mm,
deciding, because based
mm.
on the consultants only they can how many, if you have 100 amount 100 consultants, they have to you have to buy 100 licenses from SAP, right?
Yes, yes,
So yeah,
yes.
so that they will be deciding, and what is the duration for this particular project? When is the go live date? So all these things will
Mm,
be
mm,
decided. Who will be the single? Who will be the
mm.
Spock for testing? Who will be the Spock for
What
each
is
and every
Spock,
department?
Karthik? What is a Spock? And what is the
Single
spelling
point
of
of
the
contact.
Spock?
Single point of contact. SPOC.
SPOC, Spock, single point of contact. Okay, okay, got it.
So that those things, high level discussions will be happening in the project preparation phase.
And even in this phases also, the company asked for a SPOC that there should be only one person to whom we will be talking, and he will take care of the rest of the thing. Is that how it works?
Yeah, usually in SAP there will be three kinds of stakeholders will be there. One is the end
Hmm.
users. End users are the person who are going to consume SAP,
Hmm.
who are going to use SAP.
Data entry
Okay.
operators. These are all data entry operators.
Data,
जो
yeah,
डे टू डे
okay,
इन्वॉइसिंग
data
करते हैं,
entry.
बिलिंग करते हैं, कैश बुक, बैंक बुक, अकाउंट रिसीव, जो जो एवरीडे प्रोसेस ऑफ द बिजनेस में होते हैं, वो दैट इज कॉल्ड एन
Correct.
एंड यूजर.
Yeah, end users.
Core
So
user
we,
is like somebody who knows his who is a who knows his sales. In sales also, suppose there are four people who are trying to data entry the invoices and trying to make invoices, then there will be a core user who will be taking care of all those four people.
so he'll be like the particular department head
Senior
or
level,
a
senior manager or
senior
something
member
like.
who will be knowing the in and out of the particular business, and also
Yes,
he'll
yes,
be aware a little bit about SAP. Okay,
yes.
so we cannot
Okay, okay.
being a consultant, we cannot interact with each and every end user because there will be lakhs of end users. But what we
Mm,
can do is we can have a single point of contact for each department. They are
mm,
called the core users. They are the ones who will
mm.
be interacting with this.
Okay. So Spock is like a core user who
Core
knows
users.
about his
Core
business
users or
processes
super
of that
users.
particular department, and we can talk to him whenever there is any problem in that department.
So
Okay, okay.
they are called as core users or super users, whatever.
Yes, yes. Okay, got it. Core users, super users. Okay, okay,
And the
okay.
third one is the consultants. We the consultants who will be involved into the project. So these three are the stakeholders. So
Hmm,
the core users will be decided. Who are all the core users? Those things will be decided, and the consultants, how many number of consultants is required, that is also
hmm,
will be decided. And the scope
hmm,
for implementation. What is the scope for implementation? There is what it is called as core team, project team,
hmm,
and consulting team will be defined, and sign off will be provided for each stage. There will be a sign off. Sign off means it's an kind of go ahead for the next phase. It will be
hmm,
given by
hmm,
the business. Okay, so it
hmm,
will be signed off by the client, and it will be given a formal go ahead will be given to the consultant company
hmm,
to go ahead with the next phase. Okay,
hmm,
these things will
hmm,
be happening in the project preparation phase. And next comes the blueprint phase. In blueprint phase only, the consultant activity starts.
hmm,
So once the project preparation phase is over, these heads, means head of departments, they will be coming back to the consultant company's office, and they'll be holding a meeting called kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting is something like initiative meeting. Okay, so in that
hmm,
meeting, what will be decided is who are all the consultants, what is the scope of the particular project, what is
hmm,
the go live date for this particular project. All these things will be communicated to the respective consultants in the
hmm,
kickoff meeting. Once this kickoff meeting is done, then these consultants will be having some sort of discussion, means a requirement gathering. We call it as requirement gathering. We'll be having an usually it will be Teams call, or in some cases they'll be going to the on-site and they'll be discussing with the super users directly. So there will be
hmm,
some discussion happening between the consultant and the core users. So we'll
hmm,
be having holding discussions. It will be going on for a week or so, 2 weeks or so. It will be going on. Will be Our discussion will be focused on a way to understand their business in and out. Okay,
hmm,
for these discussions, we will be creating questionnaires.
hmm,
Questionnaires will be framed in such a way that the answers for these questionnaires will be helpful to prepare the framework of the particular company. In
hmm,
such a way,
hmm,
the
hmm,
questionnaires will be prepared. So it will be very
hmm,
detailed,
hmm,
so that we'll be getting all the information that is required for implementing SAP. For example, what is
hmm,
the product line? What is the discount strategy they are using? How many versions of product they have for this particular product? What are all the different variants they are having for the particular product? What is the taxation strategy? So all these
hmm,
things will be discussed in detail in form of questionnaires.
hmm,
Consultants will be asking the questions, and the core users will be providing the answers for these questions.
hmm,
Okay.
hmm, hmm,
So
hmm,
based on these answers, consultants will be preparing a document called as is and to be document. So as is a document which in this particular document we'll be noting down all the points whatever they have mentioned as it is as it is, however they have means in their own language, in whatever way they have explained, in the same language
mm,
it will be charted down in the access document. It will be broken down into different objects, and it will be noted down in the access document. What is the
mm.
taxation strategy? So that taxation strategy will be briefly explained in normal English terms, as it is explained by the client. Okay, so
Okay.
for the same point, there will be another corresponding point in the to be document. How we are going to implement this particular
Mm,
point in SAP, that will be recorded in the to be document. What is the configuration? What is the functionality available in SAP to achieve this particular point? That will be recorded in the to be document. For example, you can take this. So in Access, it will be like this. There is a process like when the customer is ready to take the product by the customer will be ready to pay, and he will be taking the product immediately along with him. Usually in SAP, the business will be happening in a credit based only, and also the products will be delivered later on only. The customer will be ordering, and the product might be delivered after a week or 10 days. So that is how it will be happening. There is some other special business process like where customer comes directly to the company's plant or warehouse. They will be paying for the product, and they'll be taking away the product immediately along with them. So this is a
mm,
particular business process followed in Galaxy Pharma. Okay, so for this particular business process, what is the functionality available in SCP? There is a functional there is a business process called cash sales. Apart
mm,
from normal sales, there is a business process called cash sales. Through that business process, customers can take away the product immediately. Delivery will be done immediately. Through
mm.
that process, through that functionality, this particular access point can be implemented in SAP. Okay,
Okay.
this is how it will be recorded. Access point and the corresponding to be point will be recorded. How we are as in access point, we will be recording what is the actual business process in normal English terms. The
Mm,
same point, how we can implement in SAP, that will be explained in the to be document. What is the standard configuration available in SAP to achieve this particular point? That will be recorded in the to be document. Okay, whatever standard, what I'm saying, only the standard things available in SAP as of now. Okay,
mm. Okay.
so understanding the business process from the core team based on the input as this document has to be created according to the module wise. Module means for
Mm,
each module that we prepare. In to be document,
mm,
in this process, we'll map the business process in SAP based on assets. Module
mm,
wise to be document has to be created. Okay. Once assets and to be
mm,
document is prepared, what is to be document? As I told you, how this business process can be achieved through standard SAP configurations, standard SAP
mm,
functionality. Standard means whatever is available as of now. It is called standard,
mm,
available provided by SAP.
mm,
Predefined functionalities, that is called standard functionalities
mm,
or available functionalities.
mm, mm,
Okay. If client is having a peculiar business process which cannot be satisfied or which cannot be implemented through standard configuration, then that we will be recording it in a document called gap analysis document.
mm,
It's a gap, right? It cannot be achieved through standard SAP configurations. Okay. For this,
mm,
we have to sit down with our technical consultants when we have to decide how to take it forward. Whether a coding change is required or a new transaction is required, or how we can take it forward. That will be
mm,
decided along with the technical consultant. Gap analysis is it's a kind of business document which will capture the things which cannot be configured through standard SAP functionalities. Okay, these three
mm.
documents will be prepared. Scope documents, although usually will not be preparing scope document and all. That will be directly mentioned in the business blueprint itself. Scope will be mentioned in the first two pages of business blueprint. We don't prepare it as a separate document. As is to be
Mm.
will be prepared, and gap analysis will be prepared.
Karthik, now SAP has been in the market for around more than 20-25 years, I think so. And it has been doing businesses with
Yeah, I mean,
various
yes,
big
more than 30
companies.
years, more than 35 years.
More than 30 years. Okay. And they do business with a lot of big companies, different companies, and every company has its own way of functioning, doing business, generating invoicing, warehousing, materials management. They all have their own different way of. So
Hmm.
SAP must have gathered all those inputs from so many various companies. So
Hmm.
isn't that it becomes very easy for taking on a new project, Karthik? I'm talking
Taking
about
on new.
implementation partner like TCS, HCL, Accenture. Now
Mm,
they have been implementing SAP to various companies. SAP does not implement. It just sells what they have as it is.
yes,
It
right,
is the
right.
implementation partners like Accenture, IBM, TCS, Wipro. They are the ones who have been into this industry for 20, 30, 40 years. Alag different companies, different way of configuration. So they don't have those expertise, like they are not in that position that they can, anybody who comes with to them, they can understand, okay, now this is what they want. Let's put them and let's run that program live immediately with so
Mm,
much of knowledge and so much of expertise and years of experience of implementing projects, implementing SAP in different companies. So that expertise also comes within a company. So why
correct,
do they
correct.
have to go through all these processes, scope, document, assess, tooling, app analyze, sign off? I think those companies, for a business consultant or a company like TCS, IBM, Accenture, when they listen to their client, they understand what they want and they can give them in a very quick way. So why so much processes? Why so lengthy processes? And being in industry for
No,
25,
means
30, 40 years.
lengthy process means everything has to be documented, right?
Yeah.
If you are dealing with clients or someone who keep on changing their mind, so you
Okay.
have to be crystal clear with whatever is the requirement they want. The
Okay.
requirement has to be discussed and it has to be freezed at that point itself. Means they after some point of them means that happens a lot of time when ECC was there. Now, since HANA is
Mm,
there, there is a different methodologies followed. But in case
mm,
of as
mm.
is, sorry, in case of ASAP methodology, for example, each project will be going on for minimum of 18 months. I'm speaking about implementation project. If it's a full-fledged implementation, minimum
Mm.
of 18 months it will take, starting from project preparation phase. It will take minimum of
Okay.
18 months. So, for example, after project preparation, blueprint phase will be prepared, blueprint will be
Mm,
prepared, all these documents will be prepared, and realization will be doing the configuration. Realization will be happening for 4 to 5 months, and in
mm.
final preparation we'll be doing the testing. So in between this business blueprint and testing, there will be good 9 to 10 months of time, gap of 9 to 10
Mm,
months of
mm,
time will be there. So
mm. Mm.
if at testing phase, if they are saying that this is not what they want, and if they want
Okay.
to
Okay.
go with a different, we don't want this kind of functionality, we want a
Mm,
different approach for this, then
mm,
obviously it's a lot of man hours are going to be
mm,
wasted, right?
mm,
You have to do it all
mm,
together from the beginning. So it's
mm,
good to document each and every communication we
mm,
have with the client.
mm,
That is why we are preparing this as is document to be document gap
mm,
analysis document, and that
mm,
is why we are getting sign off at each and every stage.
mm,
So this is
mm,
what is discussed. This is what we are going to do. Take it forward. That is this is what
mm.
is agreed. And
So you
if
think
you are
that
if you
you think even MNCs, even big companies, and when they are hiring SAP or when they are implementing SAP through any implementation partner, their mind changes a lot.
any company means
Any MNC, when they are implementing SAP through SAP partner, their mind
I'm
changes a
not
lot in
speaking
1 year.
about all the companies, but it happens with some clients. But some clients, so we cannot take chances, right? So
Hmm.
it's better to
Hmm.
document each and every communication that we have with the client. So for that, these
Hmm.
documents are standard documents that is provided by EC.
Got it. Yeah,
Because
got it.
we are going to build, we are going to be built for each and every hour a consultant is going to
Hmm.
work. So
Yeah.
if they want to change the approach altogether, then again it's going to be a waste of time. If the go live
Hmm.
date is not met, then again the implementation partner is the one who is going to face the legal actions.
Okay, there are legal action also taken by the opposite company.
Yes, yes. If you are not delivering on time, they can take legal actions as well. There are examples where legal actions has been taken due to delayed delivery.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
But I think this thing
See,
is a very mutual understanding. You need to have a lot of mutual understanding between each other, and before you select any company, you should be sure whether the people are right or not, and whom
yeah,
you are
of course.
doing
But they
projects
also
with.
have clients say they also have some commitments, right? They would have given some budget. They would have some timelines. they want it to be on time, right? That is understandable. Means if we are giving some
So
commitment,
the companies
we
like
are
TCS, Accenture, IBM, and Wipro and Info, they also passes through these lawsuits.
yes, right, correct, correct.
Okay, it's astonishing to
I
listen
believe
this thing.
recently CTS or some company was sued by CTS or Infosys. I'm not sure which. It was sued for some around 1 year back. I came across that news that CTS or some company
Mm,
was sued due to the delayed delivery.
okay.
Then once the blueprint phase is signed off, then we'll be moving on to the realization phase. In the realization phase only, we'll be doing our actual work in the SAP system. So until now,
Mm,
we'll be just discussing and we'll be working on Word and
mm,
these
mm,
documents. We'll
mm,
not be
mm,
touching
mm,
SAP at all.
mm,
So in realization phase only, we'll be doing the configurations, whatever we have agreed with the client in the blueprint phase.
mm,
Those configurations will
mm,
be done by each module specific consultant. They will be
mm,
doing their
mm,
module specific configurations. And once the
mm,
configurations are done, again a sign off will be provided with that. And then
mm,
we'll be moving on to
mm,
the final preparation phase.
mm,
In final
mm,
preparation phase, there will be usually three kinds of testing will be happening: unit
mm,
testing, integration testing,
mm,
and user
mm,
acceptance testing or user they haven't
mm,
mentioned the user acceptance testing in this.
mm,
Yeah, there'll be user acceptance testing after before user training. Okay,
mm,
unit
mm,
testing
mm,
is
mm,
something. For example, SD from SD point of view, if you are doing configurations for SD module, we will be testing
mm,
our configurations among ourselves. SD
mm,
consultant
mm,
will be testing our configurations among ourselves. There will be some
mm,
integration points. Integration
mm,
points like
mm,
when you create an invoice document, it will have an
mm,
impact in the accounts. Some
mm,
general ledger account will be updated. Okay, this is
mm,
an impact. This is an integration point between SD and finance. So when the goods are leaving the plant, we'll be doing an activity called post goods issue. Okay, in
mm,
SAP in SD. Once the post goods issue is done, the quantity whatever you sold will be reducing from the inventory. You know inventory, right?
yeah, stock in
Yeah.
hand, stock,
Yeah,
whichever,
stock. Yeah.
whatever.
So inventory will be reduced. So
Mm,
when stock moves out, the inventory will be reduced. If you are sending out
mm,
100
mm.
quantities of a laptop, then 100 quantities of laptop should be reduced from your inventory,
Reduced,
right?
yeah. Mm,
So this
mm,
this is
yeah.
an integration between SD and MM, material management. There are a lot of integration points in
Mm.
any business process. So
Yes,
these
yes,
integration
yes.
points will be tested along with the
Mm,
respective module
mm,
consultants. We'll be sitting along
mm,
with the MM consultants and we'll be checking whether the inventory is getting
mm,
updated correctly or not.
mm,
We'll be sitting along with the finance consultant and we'll be checking whether the correct GL accounts are getting updated or not. So
mm,
these kinds of testing will be done in the integration testing. And finally,
mm,
after unit testing and integration testing, we'll be having one more testing called user acceptance testing. So
mm,
after all our testing, the core users, they will be doing the testing just
mm,
to make sure
mm,
that the requirements, whatever they have given in the
mm,
blueprint phase,
mm,
has been
mm.
implemented or not. So once
Yeah.
the user acceptance testing is done, user training will be provided and cutover strategy will start. Cutover strategy means so far they might be using Tally. In Tally, there
Mm,
will be some open transaction documents. Sales order might have been created, but billing may not be created for the particular sales
mm,
order. That it might be
mm,
still open. It will be
mm,
pending for billing.
mm,
This is an open document. Okay, these open documents should be moved to the SAP system, and
mm,
all the master data, customer related
mm,
information, material related information, price related information, all these
mm.
things has to be moved out from the legacy system, that is the previous software, to the SAP system.
So is it possible, or we have to data entry the fresh new master data and each and everything we have to again data entry each and everything, or it can be synced with the new SAP ERP also. The legacy system can be synced with the SAP.
It can be synced, and in some projects, there is a module called basis module. They are like system administration kind of work they will be doing. So in some projects, this basis consultants itself take care of this, moving this configurations from the legacy system to SAP system. In some projects, they will be filling templates. Customers will be filling templates. We'll be
Mm,
giving the templates to customers. For
mm,
example, if you
mm,
want customer related information, what all information we require: name, address, what is
mm,
the What are all
mm,
details
mm,
required from
mm,
SAP point of
mm.
view, we'll be giving that in a template. They'll be filling the template and giving it to us. Based on the template, we'll be creating the master data in SAP. We have
The whole
certain
customer master
tool.
data that will be created by our side.
Yeah, there is some template. There is some tool called
What I mean to say,
LSMW.
Karthik, is suppose if I'm the person and Karthik is the implementation partner. Now, suppose if I have 3,000 customers, so all those 3,000 customers, I will give you the name and details, and you will be filling in all those 3,000 customers database in SAP. Karthik, is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, right. But we'll not
Th-
be
there-
doing it
there-
manually. We'll not be doing it manually. There is a tool called LSMW, Legacy
Hmm.
System Workbench. LSMW, Legacy System
Hmm.
Migration Workbench. Okay, so
Hmm.
with that tool, you can upload this is a Excel document, and if you run that program, automatically customer master data will be created, provided if there are no data errors.
Yeah, got it.
These master data will be created by consultants at the initial phase when we are going for the implementation. Once the project is implemented, this master data creation will be handed over to the user itself, super users or some other senior users. They will be creating the master data themselves.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
initial phase, when we are doing the cutover phase strategy, from the legacy system, we'll be creating it for the
That thing will be done by the consultant.
consultants, right?
And then there will be a sign off in which both the parties will be signing off the document. That okay, now it's all done,
Not
accept.
not a document as a whole in such. It's kind of approval mail only. I mean,
Mm.
we'll not be signing something. It's kind of
Mm.
go ahead mail given by the client.
Okay.
And
Okay.
next is the go live phase. So some fine day, all the changes will be moving on to the production system, and
The final
business will be
preparation.
started.
You're talking about final preparation.
Final preparation is over until once the cutover strategy is done. The final preparation is over.
Okay. So realization one. What are the things in realization, Karthik? I think in realization of
Only configurations, nothing much.
baseline, final configurations, and sign off. Okay. We have to remember all these phrases, all this method, all this terminologies, and everything is very important.
It's not like you don't have to remember, but once you come into this ecosystem, SAP ecosystem, these things will be memorized in your mind automatically.
Yeah, yeah. In a natural way. In a natural way.
Yeah, once this is your bread and butter, then obviously it will get into your mind automatically.